Giovanni Leoni, the 18-year-old that has the Serie A's three biggest clubs all chasing his signature. And I think what makes this whole transfer saga so interesting is the fact that all three of them are being held back because of different things. I feel like all three of them want them. All three of them want him, sorry. Would he be a star for all three of these teams? No. But all three want him. And I feel like he's the next gem out of Serie A. Like, there are some players, whether they're 17, whether they're 18, whether they're 19, all it takes is a few games of watching them and you're like, you're the next big thing. If you're not the next big thing, you're close to being the next big thing. And because of that, I need you at my club. But Parma, they want 25 million for his signature. Now, before everything, if you're new, make sure to like, make sure to subscribe, engage in the comments. Tell me, do you want him? Do you not want him? Is he worth 25 million or not? Am I the only person that feels like, come the end of the transfer window, Giovanni Leoni will still be at Parma? Am I the only person that thinks that he will still be at Parma? Because I feel like all three clubs are very hesitant on the £25 million price tag. Now, let's start off with Milan, because it's the most recent one. Malik Dow, it was reported that he would go to Como. Now, in my opinion, the 25 million that they received from Como would go straight away to Parma for Giovanni Leoni. But now we're reading very similar to Theo Hernandez. And I'm not too sure why players are like very hesitant, very cautious, unconvinced by the Como project. I'm not too sure. But he's very hesitant. He's cautious. He doesn't know if he wants to go to Como. Because, like, let's just say he doesn't really have faith in the project. He doesn't know if it's really going to live up to what people are saying it would. He's hesitant, and because of that, he might not be leaving Milan. Milan will not be getting that 25 million, which I thought they would straight away transfer out to Parma to secure Giovanni Leoni. So that's now Milan looking at Malik Dow and telling him, you are holding back a possible transfer of ours. If you go and look at Juventus, the exact same thing. Like what Dusan Vlahovic is currently doing at Juventus, I think it's criminal. I'll be honest with you guys. I think it's criminal. Like the whole... He knows going into next season, he starts earning 12 million net. The wages, like Juventus letting him go, the amount of money, regardless of how much money it would generate them from selling him, clearing his wages of their wage book would be a game changer for them. Like it would genuinely open the door for further signings. And I feel like they're looking at Parma and they're looking at Giovanni Leoni and they're saying, if we have to keep somebody like Dusan Vlahovic here, and we're not going to generate any money from selling him, and we're not going to generate any money from selling the players that we've got up for sale, because, for example, Mbangala couldn't get sold, Timothy Weah couldn't get sold. Are we really going to go out and pay 25 million for an 18-year-old who's just had his breakthrough campaign in the Serie A? Maybe not. Maybe it's best for us to look elsewhere. There's reports now of Laporte from El Nasser for 15 million, which in my opinion is a bargain, but we will touch on that later. But that's Juventus' perspective, their way of looking at things. Then you've got Inter. Inter, in my opinion, out of all the three teams, are the ones that don't really need to strengthen their back line. Like, fair enough, De Vrij is getting old. Bisek, I'm not too keen on. Like, I'm not too big of a fan of Bisek. But I still look at Pavard. I still look at Bastoni. Acerbi is the one with the massive question marks because he's 37, 38. How much more legs? How much more tank has he got in his legs? Not much. I don't think so. Like, how much more mileage can his legs afford to put on? They're looking at him, but I feel like they're also cautious of the £25 million price tag. Now, let's talk about him, the player. I think this kid is good. I'll be honest with you guys. Like, you have to look at it like this. When the three biggest teams in this area all want you, what does that tell you? What does that tell you? I've been very fortunate. I'm not going to sit down and say that I've watched every single Parma game, but I'm saying whenever I have this season, I've been very, very, very impressed. And I wouldn't turn around and tell you guys I've been impressed on his technical ability. I feel like under Christian Kivu, the way Parma played the game, they weren't really a ball-playing team. They weren't really a possession-based team. So he's not somebody that I'm looking at and telling you guys, he can pass the ball with both feet. He can do those 60-yard diagonals. He can drive forward into midfield, create those central overloads. No. We never really saw that at Parma. I feel like that would be the next test in his career. If he was to go to Inter and they want to play out of the back, can you do it? If he was to go to Juventus and they want to play out of the back, can you do it? But I think defensively, strictly just looking at him defensively, the thing I like about Leoni the most, very, very, very aggressive. Me personally, like each to their own. Defenders, they can either be passive or they can be aggressive. I'm not too big of a fan of passive centre halves or passive defenders or even passive midfielders. Like who's passive in my opinion? Like, you see somebody like Virgil van Dijk. Virgil van Dijk is very passive. He doesn't engage. He doesn't commit. He waits for the right moment. He literally would wait for the last second before he sticks his foot in. Very, very, very passive. But the reason why he's gone on to have the career that he's had is because he's very well calculated. Like, as in, he's passive, but he's always in the right place at the right time, and he calculates it very well. So even though he's waiting till the last second, that last second guarantees him the ball, and it guarantees him the opposition not scoring. The problem is, there's a lot of centre-halves nowadays that are passive, but their reading of the game is not good. So they're waiting until the last second, but then it's too late. They're not in the right place at the right time. They don't recover the ball. The opposition score. And when you go back and look at the replay, you're like, why didn't you stick your foot in? Why didn't you stick your foot in? Leoni, for me, is is the complete opposite. I remember the game Parma against Juventus. I'll be honest with you guys. Don't get me wrong. Regardless of the centre-half, they will physically manhandle somebody like Dusan Vlahovic. Like, I'll be honest with you guys. Like, Dusan Vlahovic, for a guy that's 6'2", 6'3", he should be far stronger than he is on the pitch. This kid, at the age of 18, manhandled Vlahovic. And yes, people will say every centre half manhandles him. But I'm telling you guys, like, as an 18-year-old, to have the balls to like go and engage and like, he's so aggressive. He gets stuck in. He wins his duels. He's good in the air. I feel like as a box defender, he's very, very, very good. Puts his body on the line. His interception. His reading of the game. And you have to bear in mind, what is this? His breakthrough campaign? He had a few games in Serie B the year prior, but this is his breakthrough campaign. And he's had to play all over the park. On some days, he's had to play in central in the trio. On some other days, he had to play on the left. On some other days, he had to play on the right. Leoni, there's a reason why there's a lot of hype around him, is because I feel like overall as a defender, he's very, very, very appealing. Because I'll be honest with you guys, like, in my opinion, with defenders, you either have it or you don't. I'm being completely honest here with me. You either have it or you don't as a defender. Like, you can't sit down and teach somebody how to defend. Yes, you can teach them how to position their body, how to align their hips so they can like rotate as quick as possible. Like, all of the finer details. You could always iron out the finer details, but I feel like you can't sit down and reprogram somebody into becoming an elite defender. Like, somebody that puts their body on the line, somebody that gets stuck in, somebody with that never say never attitude. Like, that never, what is it? Is it never die hard? Don't die hard? I don't know. You know exactly what I mean. Like, that attitude where you will never ever surrender. Leoni, at the age of 18, he's already shown that. He's already shown that. And I feel like that's what makes him the most admirable across all the three teams, because they're looking at him and they're saying, maybe we just have to improve his position, and maybe we just have to instill that confidence in him to step up and play in midfield, to carry the ball, to break lines. But in terms of as a defender, we don't have to teach him to put his body on the line. We don't have to teach him to make those blocks in the dying seconds. We don't have to teach him how to jump and win his duels in the air and risk colliding with another player. No! And I feel like that's what Italian football is, like the arts of defending. And that's what makes him such an appealing signing, even at the age of 18. Now, who do I think grabs him? Tough question, I'll be honest with you guys. I feel like whoever manages to sell some of their players first. Because, for example, even with Inter, like, you look at somebody like Fratesi, they were going into the summer hoping they can get 30, 40 million pounds for him. All of the Serie A teams at the moment, besides Milan in terms of selling grinders, I feel like they've all struggled to offload some of the players that they don't want. 25 million for an 18-year-old for Serie A clubs is a lot of money. And I feel like whoever sells first would probably grab him. I can't pick a team, I'll be honest with you guys, because the one thing I've learned with Serie A, every single day, there's something new. Now, if you're new, make sure to like, make sure to subscribe. Let me know what you think of Leoni in the comments, and I'll catch you guys on another one.